Hare Krishna children, welcome back. I am Pinky and we're going to continue learning about Bhagavad Gita today. So I'm super excited to see you. The last several sessions we've talked about Bhakti Yoga. Now we're starting a whole new section. We're moving into the last part of Bhagavad Gita that focuses on Jnana Yoga. So I'm super excited, and before we start, let's say our magic words. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. I bow to the Lord who lives in all beings. All right, so let's do a quick recap. So last time we had talked about, Arjuna had asked about what's the difference between worshipping the impersonal Brahman and the personal form. And Krishna had talked about both the paths, and then he had mentioned how path of devotion is quicker and easier than focusing on the impersonal Brahman. Krishna also describes the different qualities that are dear to him. Right? And like I said, in this session, we're going to start talking about Jnana Yoga. And there are some concepts that are new and some that are kind of repeated, just thought in a different angle. Krishna is trying to cover all angles to make sure that we understand the concepts well. Okay, and some of them will touch upon some concepts and will elaborate more as the chapters continue in the next few sessions. So Arjuna starts the chapter with about 6 different questions. He really wants to know what is the field, who is the knower of the field, what is nature, and what is knowledge, and who is all this knowledge about. Okay, and we're just, like I said, we're just going to see a gist of these concepts and we'll elaborate further. So starting with Krishna starts answering the questions, he starts with Kshetram. Kshetram is nothing but the field or this body. Okay, just like a farmer, the field of activity for the farmer is his farmland. The field of activity for our soul is this body. Okay, so our body is known as the kshetra, or the field in which the soul performs different activities. Okay, now who is kshetrajna? Who's the knower of the body? Okay, now the soul that resides within the body knows what is happening, right? So the soul is one of the knowers. But in addition of the soul, we also learned in the beginning that super soul resides everywhere, right? And has knowledge of what's happening in the body too. The difference is the super soul knows between what's happening in every single body, not just that particular body itself, because super soul is present between every single atom in the universe. Okay, now we're talking about jnanam, or knowledge. Complete knowledge is knowing about the body and its knowers, the super soul, the soul, and the connection between all of them. That is what Krishna says is completes our knowledge. Okay. Now, Krishna describes about 20 elements that are important to be able to acquire this knowledge. Okay, he starts with humility, which is the key characteristics, and that is important to start acquiring the knowledge. We need to be humble. We cannot go around being boasting, saying, I know this, I do this, things like that. Okay, and some of the other characteristics, and some of this we've touched in the last class, some of the other characteristics are tolerance, simplicity, non-violence, being prideless, and serving your guru, cleanliness and steadfastness, and self-controlled detachment. These are some of the other characteristics that Krishna says is very important to be able to gain this knowledge. Okay, but the most important characteristics is steadfast, pure devotion. Okay, that is what is going to open the doors for us to be able to understand everything. Okay, now what is the object of this knowledge? Okay, what are we trying to gain knowledge about? And that is Krishna. Krishna is the object of all knowledge because he is present everywhere. He should be the goal of all the knowledge, and he is situated in everybody's heart. Okay. Now, when you look at our body, that is the field of activity. There are different elements that this body is made of. There's about 24 elements in addition to the soul and the super soul that's present within the body. There are 5 basic elements: the earth, water, fire, ether. And then you have the 5 sense organs, that is the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, skin, and then 5 working senses, that's the voice, legs, hands, anus, and genitals. And then there are 5 objects of senses, that's the smell, the taste, the form, the touch, and the sound. And then you have the mind, the false ego, intelligence, and the unmanifested stages. So within the body, there are all these elements that are working together. Okay. Now, Prakriti, or the material nature, is the energy of God that provides bodies to the jivas. Okay, so there are what we see around us is the material nature, is the material energy of the God. Okay, so what Krishna is saying is, when one fixates on the mode of this material nature, goes through transmigration, which is the cycle of birth and death. Okay, but when one arises above this material nature and is in Krishna consciousness, is able to free themselves from the cycle of birth and death and go back to home forever for Krishna, with Krishna. Okay, so then he talks about Purusha. Okay, Purusha is the one who lives in all of us. He's super soul. He's the transcendental enjoyer of all the activity that's happening, and he's the proprietor and overseer of everything, and he is the one who permits for everything to happen. Okay, and he is known as the super soul or the Purusha itself. Okay, so with this, the chapter concludes, and let's chant the Maha Mantra about 10 times before we wrap up the class. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. Thank you, children, for watching. Like I said, hang in there. We'll explain these concepts a lot more in detail as we go through the next few chapters. We'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye. Hare Krishna.